If you have never killed someone before, then this video is for you, because in this video I will tell you how you as a normal human being might feel after killing someone. Basically the psychology behind it, and how different your feelings would be from a soldier and a psychopath, and how much your upbringing influences reactions to killing and guilt. First, let's start with an upbringing. If you are born in a religious family, then after killing you may lead to extreme guilt, like "I'm going to hell." Or you might seek redemption through confession. Or alternatively, if taught that certain killings are justified, like honor killings, holy war, you may feel no guilt at all. It has been a great part of our history where our ancestors have killed other people for or because of their gods. And you can see it even today where some religious people kill for God and they feel no guilt at all. Instead, they think they have bought a ticket to heaven. Secular or humanist upbringing. Guilt may stem from violating personal ethics rather than divine punishment. Stronger focus on the victim's suffering rather than sin. The absolute opposite of a religious person. But what if you have seen violence in childhood? Abused or traumatized individuals? If you are grown up in a household where you have seen violence every day, then you may dissociate from guilt since violence was normalized. And it would also be worse for you if you swore never to become like the abuser. Because after that, when you be strict on your children, you will feel like breaking your promise. Raised in gang, criminal environments, you might be desensitized to killing. You may see it as necessary or part of survival, and your guilt might be replaced by fear of retaliation rather than remorse. Taught that life is sacred. If you are taught that life is sacred, then you likely severe guilt, self-hatred, or suicidal thoughts. But if you're raised with eye for an eye mentality, then you might justify revenge killings, may bring relief instead of remorse. If in a military or police family background, then you may have been conditioned to see killing in duty as necessary, therefore it reduces the guilt. Stoic upbringing. Men don't cry. This is a common upbringing around the world. You may bury your guilt until it manifests as rage, addiction, or self-destructive behavior. You can see it all the time where someone has experienced a trauma, then they got addicted to some sort of self-soothing substance. Empathy-nurturing upbringing. You're likely to experience deep remorse, PTSD, or obsessive regret over the victim's life, because then you will think about his family, his dreams, and it will always chase you. Extreme poverty, war-zone childhood, then killing might be framed as survival for you because guilt is a luxury they can't afford. Privileged, sheltered upbringing. Then you are likely severe psychological breakdown due to lack of exposure to violence because you have never seen violence ever before. An important note before you learn how a soldier might feel after killing. Your upbringing doesn't determine the reaction, but it heavily influences it. Someone raised to see violence as acceptable may feel little guilt, while a person taught to value all life may be psychologically destroyed by the same act. Adrenaline and numbness. Right after combat, many soldiers report feeling detached, as if watching themselves from outside their body, like they were watching themselves killing the other soldiers. And sometimes, the brain suppresses emotions to survive, known as the combat high. Justification. I had no choice. The soldiers also justify the killing by saying, "I had no choice," and their military conditioning reinforces that killing is necessary for survival or mission success. Moral dissonance. If the soldiers see the enemy crying, begging for their life, saying they have children, the guilt creeps in. Some obsess over small details, like the face of the person they killed. Ritualistic coping. Some soldiers might clean weapons obsessively, joke darkly, or drink heavily to suppress emotions. PTSD and moral injury. Moral injury equals deep shame over violating one's own ethics, different from PTSD. Example, a sniper who headshots an enemy might later panic hearing a baby cry because it reminds him or her of the victim's family. Calm or arousal. The psychopath will feel no adrenaline dump and may even feel excited, powerful, or indifferent. You will not believe this, but some psychopath describes it as like stepping on an ant. Focus on logistics. Did I leave evidence? Not did I do something wrong? because a little mistake means and of their life. No remorse, but maybe regret. The psychopaths might wish they hadn't been caught or done it messily, but they don't regret it. Example, this serial killer Ted Bundy revisited dump sites to relive the thrill. Narcissistic satisfaction. If the killing was personal, they might replay it like a movie in their head. Why they do it? Because it satisfies their desires. Escalation or boredom. Some need to kill more brutally to feel the same high. For psychopaths, killing the same as drugs, they have to do more killing more brutally to get the same high. Others treat it like a job. For example, the hitmen, who see victims as targets. After killing someone, you might feel shock and numbness at the same time. You will feel immediate disbelief. You will question yourself, did I really do that? Then the emotional detachment, as if watching oneself from outside. Guilt and remorse. You will feel overwhelming regret, especially if the killing was unintentional or against your moral code. Then obsessive thoughts about the victim. What if they had lived? Who is going to take care of their family? Then self-punishment behaviors, self-harm, substance abuse, even other addictions. Fear and paranoia. You will feel anxiety about legal consequences or retaliation of what you have done. Then hypervigilance, constantly looking over your shoulder. And justification and lack of remorse in some cases. Again, soldiers, criminals, or those who kill in self-defense may rationalize the act, I had no choice. Psychopaths, sociopaths may feel no guilt at all due to lack of empathy, but you might have trauma and PTSD symptoms, then the flashbacks, nightmares, insomnia, then emotional breakdowns triggered by reminders of your killings, existential crisis, questioning your morality. Am I a monster? Then loss of self-identity, I'm not who I thought I was. Now I have become something else. Why reactions are different person to person. Moral framework. A deeply religious person may feel eternal damnation, while an amoral person may shrug it off. Circumstances. Killing in war versus murder versus accidental manslaughter all carry different psychological weights. Mental health. Those with antisocial personality disorder may not feel guilt, while someone with high empathy may be destroyed by it. Support system. Isolation worsens guilt. Having confidence may help or worsen shame if you get judged. Cultural influence. Some cultures view killing in certain contexts, honor, war as justified, reducing guilt. A soldier who kills an enemy in combat may rationalize it as duty. A person who commits a crime of passion may later be consumed by regret. A hitman might feel nothing, having desensitized themselves. Guilt isn't universal. It depends on how much you value the life you took and how much you see yourself as a good person afterward. Could anyone become a killer under the right circumstances? Or is guilt something ingrained in us from childhood? Let me know in the comments. And if you like watching this video, then you should watch the next video about this psychology of heartbreak and why it feels like real pain.